Hi everybody, it's Eydie with the Garden of Eydie, and I'm here with Claudia of Holistic Vision, and we're still doing that series on eye health. And today we're in the library because this was my gateway drug, reading glasses. Happened in my 50s, I started needing reading glasses. The doctor said, it's going to go up, but it's not a problem. What do you think about that, Claudia?
I love that term gateway drug because once you start wearing reading glasses, initially just a little bit for the small print and dim light, and then you go from a +1 to 1.5 and a 2. Before you know it, you go to the eye doctor and they tell you your distance vision, you need correction. And then you get bifocals or progressive glasses, and you basically have clarity at 0 distance, which to me is horrible, right? You started with this little thing for reading, and now you can't see anything clearly.
I had 20/15 vision for the longest time until I needed reading glasses, and it went downhill. So the minute I met Claudia and learned about her, I stopped using my reading glasses because she told me to. And it's been like 6 months and I can read pretty well. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not like 20/20 vision, but I am curious. Do you think my vision's gotten better?
Absolutely. I mean, if you can, what kind of text
I
size
can read
can you read?
everything.
Yeah, maybe the really teeny,
Well,
tiny
no,
print
no
on the
one.
supplement bottles, right? But pretty much like 95% of the things you have to read in daily life.
So that's near farsightedness.
It's actually called presbyopia, which is Greek, and it means old age sight.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Right? So presbyopia is a form of farsightedness, meaning you can usually see the distance better. The closer things get, the more blurry they get, right? So that's what you
Right.
struggled with. And a lot of times, the doctors will tell you it's a hardening of the lens, and the lens is not as flexible anymore. We don't really know that. What I found more commonly is like a stiffening of your beliefs, your mindset. Maybe you're nearing retirement. You're not quite sure what to do with the rest of your life, right? You're in that midlife crisis. We say that for a reason. So the key here is to, first of all, get very clear on what do you not want to see? Because again, we talked about nearsightedness earlier where you don't want to see the distance. Now, getting things up close, right? We get in like, what can you do up close that brings you joy? This is the first thing I usually tell people. First of all, don't wear the readers if you don't need them. If you have readers or bifocals or progressives, get into weaker ones. You can go to the drugstore in most cases, get those, the weakest possible, increase the brightness. But you also want to kind of allow things up close, because what you do is like the arms get longer, right? You kind of do that and you're like, I can't see anything. So what can you let in? Where can you kind of relax into that near point? And it doesn't have to be this close in the beginning, just kind of finding things at the closer distance. That's a really great way to get started.
Claudia, isn't this making your heart filled with joy? Because with all these things that go wrong with us, a lot of it is what's going on in our life. And if we can change the way we think and feel about that. So I got it in my 50s, right? So I didn't know really what I wanted to do. I hadn't started Garden of Eydie. I knew I needed to do something. But I just didn't know what it was. And that's when I needed reading glasses. But now we're doing Garden of Eydie, and it's near and dear to my heart, and I love it. And I guess taking off the glasses, they're getting better.
Yeah, and having that vision for your life, something that you get excited about, because I see the difference between people that count down the days to retirement, but they don't really know what to do, and people like you, right? We have a mission in our life. We have something exciting to look forward to.
On your course, you had us do some different exercises.
One thing that is really important in vision in general is eye movement. So when our vision deteriorates, usually we have a stagnation of the eye movements. And there's one particular movement called saccadic eye movements. They're very tiny little jumps that your eyes make. And we want to improve that. And one technique that I'm teaching in my program that you learned is the head swing. And it's basically a way where you move your attention from side to side and you blink and breathe as you do that. And the key here is that you are not, your eyes want to follow your nose. So you want to think of almost like your head is like a car, right? As the eyes are basically moving along with the head. So you're making these tiny, tiny, tiny little jumps. And that's a technique that you use to improve these saccadic eye movements. And why are they important? Because something that blew my mind is the aspect that we can only see a teeny tiny spot perfectly clear. So when you look at a book, I have a book here, and when you look at a book and you look at a letter, right? Let's say here, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but Mastering Diabetes, you have the M. You can only see the M really well. Yes, you see the other letters, but they're not as clear. If you want to read the last one, you have to move your attention. You have to move your eyes, right? And that's why the saccadic eye movements are so important, because if you try to read that whole thing at once, it's not going to be clear. Another one that I teach, especially for presbyopia, is ideally small print in a different language that you can't read. And then you can hold it like super close really close, and you just look at the white spaces between the text. So you're moving your attention. You always move your head with the eyes. And then you just look at the white spaces. You're not trying to read anything because it's going to be really blurry at this distance, right? And then you have now relaxed your eyes at the near point, and then you hold it, obviously the right way up, and then suddenly things will look clear.
Is this amazing?
So you need to get your lens exposed to the near point instead of like doing this all the time.
So
right?
how long would you practice this little?
Well,
fun
maybe
thing?
for a few minutes, and you can hold the text vertical. And this is where it's good to do a different language that you don't understand, because then you don't make any effort to read it. It's just about relaxing your eyes at the near point.
Okay, this is so cool. Thank you. Well, here
Claudia.
we are in the kitchen, Claudia.
Yes.
And we are going to make power balls.
I'm so excited for this, just looking at the ingredients.
The ingredients are pumpkin seeds, medjool dates, ground flaxseed, hemp seed, and mulberry. Are these ingredients good for the eyes?
Yes, I see some omega-3 fatty acids in here with the hemp seeds and the flax seeds, so those are really good for the
The
eyes.
omega-3s. We need more omega-3s and omega-6s. So we're going to make this. We're just going to pour everything in.
I want to say something about balls, because these balls look so delicious. I have balls that are not that delicious, but they're amazing little balls. They're massage balls. So these are myofascial therapy balls. I use these balls to help tension release. And a lot of times, not just with presbyopia, but in general, people are very, very tense in their upper back, right? We talk about tech neck, looking down all the time. You know, the head weighs 10 to 12 pounds. And what we want to do is release tension. And one thing that you can do that's super simple, using these grippy, pliable balls, is to basically put it, this is a big muscle in the neck called the sternocleidomastoid. And you can basically just put it, like, spin them a little bit. Ooh, we should try this out.
I'm going to try it.
And you're like, ooh, relax,
But I have tried
breathe.
it.
You know, and then you let go and you find another spot. And I have a whole routine for these things.
Okay, so let's try one. This is the Powerball. What I love about these is if you can eat it for breakfast. You could put it in a little plastic bag with a bow and give it as a gift for people. But I like to eat one in the afternoon when I'm really hungry, but it's not time for dinner. Oh my goodness, it fills you up. Like, it really holds you over for a long time. And just know you're doing something great for your brain, great for your eyes, great for your entire body. So please try one.
And I love that you said brain. So I said, I want to look like 2 eyeballs. We actually see, and I'm not going to eat both balls, but we actually see in the brain. So I love that you mentioned brain health, because our vision happens in the brain, not in the eyeball. So
isn't that interesting? Because you can have eyes without a brain, but you wouldn't be able to see. Do you like it? Isn't it so good? It's really, really filling. Power balls for powerful eyes, powerful body. And now stay tuned for the next one, because we have a couple more videos on eye health with Claudia.